or we just let this go on? Correct what I'm saying, Attorney, Mr. Attorney?
I'm sorry.
I mean, we can't that motion from the last meeting is to deny it. The appeal, there's no appeal present
If he's not
before us.
present, right.
We can't do anything with that motion. That motion stands.
And that's why I was asking, did you guys have additional documentation that you wanted to consider? Do you feel like there's a change in your position as far as eligibility?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Not, you know.
So the only thing I wasn't here last meeting, but the only thing I would see that when he's actually deployed, he qualifies. He was just notified of an upcoming deployment overseas.
That's what I was about to say. My understanding is he submitted orders, but it's related to his upcoming deployment.
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yes, but to my knowledge, he's appealing the previous orders where he's.
Yes, sir, he's appealing the decision.
The previous.
Yes, sir.
Not the new.
Not the new
Not
one.
the
You all
upcoming
have
ones.
not voted on the upcoming order yet.
Right.
Okay.
It's just
Two
one from the
different,
last
two
meeting.
different events.
Yes, sir.
So in July, they're gonna need to submit new orders to us.
Right.
On the warrant, and then we'll go from there.
Yep.
All right,
And-
so my-
Can you repeat that just so I can, in July, they need to submit,
when Ken submits their warrant in July, they're gonna need to submit the new orders that he's being deployed overseas. And then he will subsequently receive it. So when we have to look at one, he meets the full requirement.
okay.
So, yeah, she understands about it. So, and Richie withdrew his motion.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on.
So what was the,
Just no
Nothing.
decision.
okay.
The previous,
It stands just the way it is.
the motion from the meeting before is still current. Okay. All right, Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
Old business. And old
No
business,
old business.
new municipalities.
We have no new municipalities, new business. First is DeSoto Parish Fire District 1, Lindsay Farris. Her job title is what we questioned. She's secretary to the fire chief.
Is Farris here? Is the chief of the department here?
Here.
Yeah.
You want to come up, Chief, or Ms. Farris, swear him in?
Me, I'm Mark McGee, I'm Fire Chief, DeSoto Fire District number 1, and Ms. Ferris is here with me.
Okay.
Are you the only one who's going to testify or is Ms. Ferris?
If you need her, she can.
We need them both. I need them both.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this commission today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? So sworn.
Okay. According to what I'm reading on distinguished speeches of classification, it says here that she just does administrative work for the fire chief. She has clerical administration. I don't see where she's entitled to supplemental pay from what I'm reading. Is there anybody else has any other questions?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're certified firefighter 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you been issued bucket gear from this department?
Yes, sir.
Do you respond to fires?
Yes, sir.
You can actually respond to fires? Chief, if she's on a fire scene, can you utilize her, or do you utilize her as a firefighter?
Absolutely.
She has fought fires on fire scenes and will assist firefighters in any capacity that is needed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why is that not her classification?
The classification was an error on my part, and we just haven't changed it. We're a small department that relies on volunteers, which we all know is a dying thing. It's all hands on deck when our department responds, her as
I
well.
understand that, but we've been audited numerous times over the past year.
And I'm
And
glad.
one of the things that specifically states in that audit is that chief secretaries don't get supplemental pay. So I'm not gonna make the motion, but I can't see anywhere how we can support giving her supplemental pay the way it reads today. But that's up to these gentlemen to make the motions and we go from there. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Can I respond to that, sir? With an opinion? It used to infuriate me when I was a young fireman to watch our secretaries come in and they'd basically be handed Fire One because we used to just challenge the test. They would challenge Fire One and get their state supplemental pay. They never left the office. They showed up wearing heels, which was fine. This is not the case today.
And there's nothing I can do about the
Yes,
past.
yeah.
I can only go for the future.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's before us now. You know, we're being scrutinized that, you know, it's not in the classification, it's not a part of our primary duties, but, you know, that's what we're here today to try to give it a fair shot. Primary duties, she's a secretary. But, you know, to respond to fires and have bunker gear and fight fire and assist firefighters under the command of the chiefs or whatever, that's a whole different ballgame, in my opinion. That's a whole different ballgame.
Anybody have any questions for the chief? I got it in my folder. All right, gentlemen, any more questions for him?
I mean, this is under oath, you're under oath, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve this. If I get a second, we can talk about it. She's under oath, we have her here, to me, she fights fires. She goes to fire scenes, assists firefighters, and, you know, the chief's there, she's here. I mean, to me, I can't see that being a problem.
It is a problem,
It
though,
is a
Frank.
problem.
The problem is her classification doesn't exist, she's a secretary to the
understand that.
fire chief.
Well,
What we did in the past was under scrutiny for everything that we did. The state audit has come down on us, then they called me, they talked about
Okay.
everything,
I understand.
and it needs to,
Well, if I don't get a second, the motion fails.
is there a second to Frank's motion? Hearing none, the motion fails.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
But we still gotta make a motion to, you got the right to appeal,
Within 30 days.
30 days, you got the right to appeal, and maybe you can correct this language.
You can't get things changed in civil service in 30 days. It's civil service. Appreciate it.
Mark.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Moving on.
This is the Soto Fire District 8.
Excuse me. So, y'all didn't make a motion to deny it. So
Well,
what
the
do you
motion had
want?
no second. So when the motion
So
has
you want a
no,
motion to deny?
Well, I mean, if that's what y'all are doing,
Yes.
you know, for the
We need a
record.
motion to deny. Sorry.
you need a motion to deny it?
Yes.
Yeah.
When a motion is not seconded, it's a dead motion.
Just for clarity purposes, it probably would be helpful to just do the motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I'll make
do
a
it.
motion to deny.
Need a second.
Second.
Sorry. Have a second. Any further discussion?
Our discussion on it, what y'all was alluding to, that we can make that prevalent to the appeal process for these positions that's coming up. If language needs to be changed or modified, possibly be in the process before it even gets here. Explain that process, because if we appeal it, and like the gentleman chief just said, well, it's no appeal, it's gonna be in 30 days.
Right.
Well, you're all correct, but if the process is getting, undergoing, we could make that concession and move it down again, until your languages, complete with the state, because sometimes it can take a little bit longer than 30 days. But without them knowing that deal, it makes it look like we just you know, not caring about what's going on.
The thing about it, Chief, is that they should know this process already. They should know the law. They should be, just like we read the law, they should know the law too. I mean, they should know that fire chief secretary doesn't qualify to be, they get supplemental pay. So if they want her to qualify and they want to change their classification, they should be able to know that way ahead of time before they even submit the application for supplemental pay.
Well, I mean, that's understandable, but what happens to the person that grew up in the ranks?
Somebody's getting supplemental pay already?
Well, that's what I'm saying is.
I'm never gonna vote to take away supplemental pay.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is about who came up in the ranks. So COVID just happened. We just had a case in my district, where this guy couldn't go back on the line for health benefits. So now he's administrator. So if he would have went into the secretary to the fire chief role, if we look at just the title, he won't get supplemental pay. See what I'm saying? But he's been getting it for 20 years.
Chief, I understand, and,
Yeah.
and really, when they're receiving supplemental pay, it's difficult to take it away from them if they've come up through the ranks or they get lateral promotions, or in a case like yours,
Yeah.
you can take your supplemental pay away because you got a health issue or something like that, in my opinion.
Yes, I just don't want it to be looked at as the title of his job, that job stops the pay, because they don't know the movement.
Let me tell you, there's gonna be, in my opinion, there's a lot of them job titles that you're talking about that the audit has found. I don't know the number, but there's a number of personnel that you're talking about that the audit has found that they, from dealing with the legislature, that they feel that they no longer deserve supplemental pay. I'm not ever gonna take it away from anybody who went up through the ranks. But if the legislature decides to do it, there's nothing we can do about it. But it's gonna be their decision, and I think something's gonna happen at this legislative session, one way or another. We're gonna, just like the ladies finally gave us directions on military. I think the legislature is gonna give us a direction on who's gonna keep supplemental pay and who's not gonna keep supplemental pay. That's just my opinion. That's
Yeah.
guidance that I see dealing with the audit people that I see gonna be coming
Yeah.
in.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
Yeah,
there.
I'm
Let's
just
move on.
explaining, he's new, I'm just trying to explain to him the process with this audit has changed a lot of things that the board used to do, because they gave us authority to make certain decisions. After reading the audit and looking at the audit, the way that they're gonna present it to the legislature, I think they're gonna take that authority away from this board eventually. And we're gonna have guidelines. And if you fit these guidelines, you're gonna get supplemental pay. If you don't fit these guidelines, you're not gonna get supplemental pay. Now, hopefully the people who's collecting it today will keep it. And from here on out, these people won't get it, but I'm not the legislature, so I can't determine whether who's gonna keep it, who's not gonna keep it. But I think it's gonna come down by the end of this session. And I might be wrong, but dealing with the going up there and dealing with them, I think that's coming.
Speculating, Brian, let's move on.
Yes, you're right. My apologies. We need to vote on denying Lindsay for supplemental pay. All in favor of denial, say by saying aye. Any opposed?
Yes.
Got one opposed.
Motion passed. To deny.
DeSoto Fire, District 8.
Trenton Watkins, John Gillen.
Trenton Watkins.
His fire service form was incorrect. The writing for the year made it difficult to read, so it was actually, he had like a full year. So this would change his eligibility date from a future eligibility date of August 2nd of 2026, and it would move it back to January 3rd of 2026 and give him additional back pay. of 2,960.
I see nothing, no problems with his, class of work or nothing. I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Jefferson East Main Consolidated Fire Department.
Mr. President, if I could, Chief Hudson asked me to talk on this since he was unable to make.
If you don't, I will.
And this fits what you just brought up as an example. This man's been getting supplemental pay for 30+ years. Worked his rank up from work for a combination department to a career department, worked way up to the ranks of district chief and took a promotion to this position now.
From one department to another, or same
No,
department?
So he started as a-
He left the combination department, went to Jefferson Parish Department 30 years ago, and he's been getting supplemental pay.
I make a motion to approve David Dukins. I've known him as a firefighter through the ranks. It's my department, and he has worked his way up, all the way up the chain.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion
Aye.
passed.
Thank you.
Washington Parish Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to Candy.
Oh, yes. Jeremy Reed, his job title is mechanic, so we put him on the agenda. And that is one of the excluded job titles in
Yes,
statute.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That is one of the excluded job titles in the law. Give us a minute to read it.
Chief is here?
Yes, sir.
Chief, you want to get sworn in? I have a couple of questions.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this commission today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, Chief, in his distinguishing features of class, there was a subject, fire department, automotive mechanics are subject to deployment to firegrounds to assist with firefighting operations.
That's correct, sir.
And what exactly does that mean specifically? His primary duties are as a mechanic, but
Correct.
so he would be assisting fires on a regular basis?
Our response plan says a mechanic can structure fire or any large scale fire we have in the parish. We're a parish wide career department. We use every available body, mechanics, all our mechanics, to see something takes over this new employees and started for a year now. He's on fire scene this morning, 30 was full of hose.
So if you have a working fire in your department, he's gonna respond not as a mechanic, but actually to perform firefighting operations.
His first task is fire suppression, second task is take care of it.
There's another one that, the language is specifically excludes him, yet we have him firefighting. It's a difficult situation to sit up here and I know our decision on the board is final and it's an important decision, but you have a guy that's a mechanic on a daily basis, but he responds to fires and fight fires, same as a firefighter next to him.
I think what makes this a little different than the secretary one is that it's in his job description that he
It is.
responds to fires and fights fires.
Yeah, that's what.
I know what you're saying about the law, says, I mean, that's, what's other than a
That's the decision of the board.
hard spot.
I mean, that's a rock and a hard place, yeah, statute expressly excludes mechanics, but this guy is a mechanic and a firefighter. And he's fighting fire on responding to fires on behalf of the chief. Chief's testimony is here. I see no reason to refuse him. I'm gonna make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a second? Any further discussion?
Again, Chief, as much as I hate to to say this, but it's in the law that specifically mechanics are not allowed. And I mean, that's his job title, plain and simple. I'm sorry, you know,
What's the solution to this?
I
These departments,
mean, listen,
changing their title to mechanic slash firefighter?
Can I speak?
Firefighter mechanic?
So these look like civil service job descriptions. And I would think that someone would need to get with civil service and update these job descriptions to read things like that, fire suppression,
I mean,
you
if
know,
his title was firefighter slash mechanic, it
Right.
wouldn't even be a question.
right?
Right.
And then somebody also need, well, we need to update the statute.
I mean, chief, when you hire a mechanic, is he hired as a mechanic or is he hired as a firefighter to do mechanic duties?
He is hired as a mechanic because of the academy as well.
he's hired as a mechanic.
But he goes to the
But he
next
goes-
academy and comes up.
He goes to the fire academy and gets firefighter one certified and
the only issue on that, chief, is his job title is mechanic. And the law specifically states they don't get it.
When they go through this order, they just see mechanic.
Right.
And that's what we got hammered on. We said in the next day auditors to put in funds.
And Dwayne was with me.
It wasn't fun.
That will be my only objection, chief, is that it says mechanic, and that's exactly what I was just talking about before. It's not only the civil service, because in civil service job description, it says that he fight fire.
Right.
But the law needs to be amended, it has to be some kind
Yeah,
of chief
that's-
discretion, because what we're doing is, what Frank's doing is giving discretion, which is exactly what we should be able to.
Correct.
Because every department does not operate the same. Correct. Especially in these smaller departments where all hands is on deck,
right.
and you go through the training and you receive firefighter one, when I need you, I need you. And as it currently states in the law, you could do what a firefighter do, but you cannot get paid as a firefighter. That doesn't make sense. Everything, even every policy that we do as chiefs, and that's everybody in the service, at the bottom of that policy says at the chief's discretion.
But the Chiefs Association needs to go to the legislature and try to get it changed.
Right.
Well, I mean, not just the chiefs are gonna take all three parties
Right.
to get it changed, because we all affected by it. Because I done been in front of this
Or
board
the chief,
fighting for my guys as well. So I understand that. But we can't give discretion for one job and then say we're gonna follow the law for the next one. That's how we get caught up in this audit situation.
Yeah.
And that's all I would say, chief. You know, call Josh Bernard, them at the civil service. Let's try to get something. Put a slash in his title, and then that may eliminate a lot of the burden that we go.
I think it's good. You know, I said, I mean, I don't know, I don't deal with that, but I don't know how hard it is to simply just change the title.
It's a several month process.
It's a process.
Chip. I mean, that was civil service is.
any more questions?
No.
The motion is to give him something on pay. All in favor, say by saying aye.
All right.
All opposed, say by saying no.
No.
Roll call.
Okay.
Hey, roll call.
3-2.
Mr. Ware?
I'm in favor.
Charles?
No.
Brian?
Abstain.
Dwayne?
Nope.
Frank?
Yes.
3 noes, 2 yeses.
Motion fails. Need to entertain a motion to deny.
Motion to deny, Dwayne.
Motion by Dwayne to deny. Need a second.
Second.
Second by Charles.
Wait, a question, you had 3 no's?
Yes.
Who were the no's?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, chief was no?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you, no, okay, we're good.
No,
I'm good.
You understand?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right, so
What was your motion for denial, Brian?
we did.
Yes.
We got a second, we got a motion, we got a second, we need a, all in favor of the motion to deny, say by saying aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, 2 opposed. Motion passes. To deny.
Okay, okay. Where we at, sir?
Well, you gotta take a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
So if I go back to civil service and change it to firefighter or motor mechanic, will he be entitled to back pay?
It'd be up to the board.
So is that gonna be the only thing that changes this is with firefighter and
I can't answer that.
You saying
if I change it to firefighter or motor mechanic or auto mechanic, whatever, as long as it's got the word firefighter, the job title, the one that's coming forward.
in my belief, I would say he would be entitled to.
Because your primary duties would then reflect on the firefighter, secondary duties would be a mechanic. Once you change that job class, you're distinguishing features in your class that reflect the firefighter. and mechanic. Right here respects primarily a mechanic.
But his question is back pay.
Yeah.
But if it's denied today,
You
his
can't
pay
get-
wouldn't start until civil service
The date on that.
officially changes that job title.
That's what I would believe.
So,
The answer would be no.
Yeah, the issue for today that he came before us is denied. If you come up with a new title, that's a whole new ballgame. Who's next, Brian?
Port of South Louisiana, they got a representative here too. Can he be sworn in?
I'd like to try to defer if I can. It's the same situation.
mechanic,
Right, him and I talked.
Good,
okay.
good idea, chief.
He,
Who's next, man?
St. George Fire Protection District.
they need to vote. Yeah. Y'all still need to vote on
Oh, all right.
Port of South Louisiana.
Motion to defer.
Second,
All in favor of the defer, say by saying aye. Aye. Thank you.
Table.
table?
Until when? I mean, he's a mechanic. I'm
It's just being
confused.
deferred.
But we just denied one guy.
Hold on. He's almost like he's not here. In other words, if
I
he's,
just like to pull it from the.
So
pull
just
it, pull
remove
it
it.
off the agenda.
Like it didn't happen.
Can we do that? We can pull it, right?
Wanted to-
I don't,
You can table it until the next time he didn't come up and appear to have it heard or considered by the board.
Yes, that's what we want to do. We can
Right.
defer to the next meeting.
That's slightly different than the previous
right,
person came before the board to have it considered. He's asking for it to be deferred until the next, I'm assuming until the next or a subsequent board meeting.
Yes. Is that what you
Only
want, chief?
because I'm hearing what I'm gathering, I need to meet civil service.
We need to
Yes, ma'am.
fix what's broken.
It's simply
So
a
you want a
legal
motion?
issue.
Yeah, who's the motion? I didn't catch you make the motion.
I think he made the motion to defer.
I made the motion to defer.
The chief.
Yeah.
I seconded.
Right, St. George.
okay, St. George Fire.
Yes, ma'am.
George Frost is a paramedic, so it's, his job title that's in question.
Trying to pull it up.
You got an original of everything here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
I took it, I need to read it.
I got it right here.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
And it is broken. So the fire suppression too, and not the fire suppression at the scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Well, the law doesn't exclude them. That's the
That's the main
situation.
thing.
And That's the situation, not
You
expressly.
swearing to chief, you did that for me?
Yeah.
Sorry, chief, I'm just reading. All right, we need a motion to discuss.
No, you don't. You don't need a motion to discuss.
All right,
Chief, I'm reading her duties, his duties, and it says, will perform the full range of fire suppression duties when not providing emergency medical care at the scene. Here's my question. Did they respond in an ambulance, or they respond in a fire truck, or
They have.
a sprint car unit, whatever, with the gear and all?
We don't wear ALS, first response, we don't transport. They own the response plan for the fires. But they're just like any other unit on the fire scene. We need a firefighter, they have gear, we have SCBA, and sprint unit, gear up, fight fire. Even though that's not.
In other words, you have a fire truck rolling out, you have, they're coming from, if there's no emergency EMS required, they put on gear and go and
We
fire.
have multiple, so the closest one gets pulled to the home response plans.
Now, here's another one where, they're fighting fire, and because they're not expressly excluded in the law, I mean, how can you say you're gonna deny supplemental pay from them if they're fighting fire?
We've had several come forward in the last 2 to 3 years, probably 20, they all went through.
Charles,
Yeah,
Charles,
I'll make a motion to approve.
second.
we have a second. For Frank, motion by Charles. Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Chief.
Is this chief here?
Woodworth, Tommy Woodworth?
Woodworth Fire, Kristen Abear. Job title is what's in question. She's an emergency response technician.
And I was gonna ask the chief if he was here, that was it. That's what they call a firefighter, because you read everything that she's doing. She's a firefighter.
Right, she's not limited to firefighting. Like operating apparatus, pumpers, performing extrications, she's doing everything.
We have any further discussion?
So,
We have a motion,
motion approved?
have a motion to approve, any second?
Second, Dwayne Davis.
We have a second. Any further discussion on motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
All right,
Motion passed. First up is Baker Fire Department, Ronald or Turner, firefighter operator.
These are military orders.
yeah, this is the one where I have to defer to the attorney on the statute that the full criteria we're still operating under.
Yeah, did we have any questions about any of them in particular since
What
we?
was y'all's determination as far as,
We already have some looked at.
Do you have any questions about Mr. Turner's orders?
does it fall into one of those 3 categories that we had previously discussed?
Well, and I just wanna be clear, since we're on the record, I gotta give my, I wanna be clear since we're on the record, that the board, has to make an eligibility determination. That is the board's
Correct.
responsibility. Now, we will advise, but we
Right, I
wanna
understand.
advise in tandem
understand.
with the board. I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page with
Yes,
that. Okay.
So for Mr. Turner, if y'all look at the second page of his orders,
He's,
right at the top, it says that he is being sent for training and exercises.
So listen,
So he's not linked into one of those,
No, sir.
No,
Training
it's
and
not.
exercises is not part of one of the 4 categories.
Yeah, I see that.
There you go.
Right here.
You got extra copies of that?
Yeah, it's, he's,
Are gonna be declaration of war, national emergency, congressional authorization, or presidential proclamation under war powers doctrine, or a call of the governor. And so there's, I don't understand your deal, there's a lot with military words. You guys don't like.
none of those
No,
meet.
no, I just,
If the orders don't fit into those four categories, if they don't meet the eligibility to continue their supplemental pay during the time period of their orders.
It's a lot to take in more.
no, it's all good.
Trust me. Can we get a copy of that out to the board? Well, y'all referring to that? I don't know if y'all gave it out the last two meetings, but I didn't make it for health reasons, so.
Get your
I'll
copy.
say.
Yeah, that's-
We all got copies of the meeting.
It doesn't make one of the criteria.
Motion to deny by Frank, need a second?
Second.
Second by Dwayne. Any, have a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion to deny, signify by saying aye.
All right,
Say that one more time.
Aye.
Motion passed, denied. The next gentleman is Rapides Parish Fire District Number 2, Zachary T. I ain't gonna try that last name.
thank God,
Fantastic.
thank God.
He's a firefighter. And it's not on his training too. Y'all reading into it too?
You are the active duty as a member.
Zachary T. Max attorney.
Yes, sir. And just to note, he has 3 separate orders. So I'll have to go through
Oh,
each
Yeah.
of them, and I will help you go just to make sure that we're.
Annual training,
Okay.
So this is the November 2025 orders, I should say that on the top right hand corner of the date.
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's still on training. Officer training.
So we need a motion to either pass or deny.
It's the same as
Okay, so
Turner.
Should there three orders?
and what is the vote on each one?
I only see 2.
Yeah, only got.
Should be 3, there's a November
Two of
25.
them are together.
Yeah, they might be-
November 25.
December 25, and
Okay,
then
yeah,
January.
the next page.
Top right, it's
What's the date?
January 9th, January 26th.
Okay, November 25th of 25, December 10th of 25,
25, January 26th.
and then January 29th of 26. Who doesn't
See-
see it?
Third of January.
The January 2026 one,
It's the second, so.
that's the second attach, it might be 2 attachments.
Oh,
Let me ask you something, because I wasn't in the military, but this one it says you are ordered to annual training for the period shown. Upon completion of the period of AT, you will return to place where entered onto AT. So what does that mean? He gets trained and then he goes back home or something?
Yes, sir, all that
Okay.
things, he shows up to the place for training, he gets it back.
I got you.
so we need a motion for November 25th to order first.
Right.
Speak up.
I make a motion, Dwayne, say deny.
Second,
Second by the chief.
Right.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
all right,
Motion passed. December
10th,
10th orders.
Same. it looks
Same
like
thing,
training
same thing.
again. Make a motion to deny that one.
I'll second.
Or a motion by Charles, second by Richard, to deny. Hearing any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
all right.
Motion passed. Orders of January 26th.
Now, this one, Operation Atlantic Resolve. I don't know what that is.
All right. Attorneys, January 26th. What's your opinion on that?
I don't care.
Yes, sir. I don't have a specific recommendation on this one or which category it fits into. He is part of the 139th Regional Support Group, Louisiana National Guard, and he is going for a base operational support integrator mission. They're taking command of a military base in Poland. It's part of a US and NATO alliance. I can't find where it exactly fits into one of the 4 categories. It is congressionally funded each year through the NDAA. It is not necessarily under the War Powers Resolution.
But he's actually going on some active duty.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Yes,
I'll second.
We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor of the motion to approve, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed on January 26th. Report, fire department. Dylan A. Madison, firefighter.
Dylan. It looks like training. Is he in training? That's what it looks like, training. That's it.
All right, we entertain a motion.
Stick the dial.
Who can? He just started.
He's in training right now. March 6th. April through June,
He's in boot camp.
boot camp.
So he volunteered to go do that.
If we don't,
So we entertain a motion one way or another.
I make a motion to deny
yeah,
military Adam Moran, Brian Davis.
Got a second by Frank Cusinano. Any further discussion?
Dwayne, it's, you're talking about Dylan Madison, not
Dylan
You can please
Madison.
restate the
Dylan
motion.
Madison.
I'm sorry, Dylan Madison.
Dylan
Restate the
Madison,
motion.
Dylan Madison.
I make motion to deny Dylan Madison.
Second,
Second by Frank. Any further discussion on the 9? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
aye.
Motion passed. It is nine. Christopher M. Pascal.
Can't believe he's doing.
Question.
Hey,
All right. Y'all see in this one?
well,
It's coming up, half of
this
it.
is the one, I'm, read that one, that's the one, I'm
See on the
confused about.
second page under E, it says for training.
Okay, look at, you got E, you got, see by direct order of the president, you're ordered to active duty in accordance with the title.
Operation Support and Shield.
He's military always.
See, that conflicts, it-
It does.
but what we given, it's saying active duty, but it's saying training.
These military always got me my head's spinning. But he's
What's
ordered,
your opinion on this?
but he's ordered by the president.
Mr. Pasco is, being ordered to active duty under Operation Spartan Shield. It was created pursuant to Executive Order 1322-3K, which declares a national emergency, and a national emergency is the third category.
So that's it. Approve it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second. So glad y'all were here.
What?
We gotta make y'all read a little bit.
What's that? I'm telling you, I've never been in the military, but if somebody handed me this, I'd go, what?
Motion passes from Mr. Oscar.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Right, second by Moore.
Second by Paul.
All right,
You gotta keep you ladies up with the minutes, huh? Sorry, we're going,
yeah.
All right. St. Tammany Fire District number 4. This is still military orders.
all right, here we go. About to take a 10-minute break, right? No.
No, the second is not. The other one is reimbursement, because these first two are military.
Yeah, we're on Adam Moore.
Commentary, so. African, didn't we have African before?
Yes, sir.
Did we approve that one?
Order has to be approved on its own.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying with that, operation.
Yes, sir. This particular operation is pursuant to an executive order.
Yeah.
It's pursuant to Executive Order 1322-4, which declares a national emergency.
Yes.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Motion by Frank,
I'll second.
second by Richie. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
J.E.
Tenderfeld?
Tin Huntsville?
Tenhunfeld. Jackson Avenue.
I don't know.
Operation Inherent Resolve.
Yeah, I'll give you all a break on this one.
Another one.
Uh,
No. Motion approved, Chief?
All right.
Second. You approve, Chief? Motion approved, second.
Second. Any further discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Do they list what executive orders speak to exactly?
No, sir, some of them you will have to look up. Some of them, the orders, it will specifically list
They all
the
look
order.
different.
Yes, sir. This one, in fact, I think y'all wanted to know, probably not. It wasn't an executive order, but it's a congressional authorization.
Yes.
And some of them do just take
Yeah.
looking at it.
Were you in the military?
Yes, sir.
See, I read all that stuff, and I told Frank, another gentleman, I didn't do this. I told him, I said, I have to rely on y'all, because I really couldn't understand exactly what they wanted in someone. I mean, I'm not a JAG, so I don't, my interpretation might be totally wrong. But
I'm
anyway,
sure we'll get there.
we're trying. All right, next thing on the agenda. Municipal reimbursement request, St. Tammany Fire District number 4. Can we, I see there's the chiefs here, and they also got the HR personnel here.
This is Mandeville?
Yes.
Chief, what, anybody want to handle it or what?
He's gonna have to be sworn in.
Is we sworn in?
They're asking for municipality reimbursement requests. So,
We swear the chief in, and HR personnel in? Yeah, that's a policy.
I solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give so sworn.
Chief Frank
They're
Cusimano,
gonna have to give their names.
what was the situation with this group of firefighters? Was any of them disciplinary or just?
No, sir, it was a complete mess. I started there in June, And one of the things that we did is doing some auditing, getting to know what's, the district and what's happening. There's some issues with the previous HR director that did not file for the state supplemental component to switch the employees. We start the employees as new hires. The district pays for their state supplemental, and instead of a year, we switched them over, and she did not. So it was through the auditing of figuring that out that she hadn't switched anybody over. So in the process of that happening, and where we ended up at was in now what can the district do or whatever to reapply for those guys to get them. They've all been held whole. We paid them the whole
Yeah,
time. So.
Jefferson Parish does the same thing for the first year of employment. And so for them not to lose pay, you continue that parish supplemental pay. You continue that on to make them whole until the state kicked in.
Correct.
Yeah.
We paid them from day one.
Yeah, I
Once they get
understand.
fired, we showed it, and we
I understand.
will switch them to the state after
Yeah,
the
they didn't
year.
they didn't get double
year.
paid. I mean,
No.
you kept them whole until we kicked in.
Correct. And we worked with Misty
And so
quite a bit.
it was
right
a
after I got
clerical
here, trying
error,
to figure this out.
whatever clerical error.
My question, Candy, is, did we put a limit or amount of how much we went back and paid people?
No,
We didn't.
we've never done that.
I mean, you have had to pay it anyway, had the paperwork got in a timely manner and correct. I mean, you would have paid it, the state would have paid it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, but it's still the responsibility of the municipalities to submit the documentation, the paperwork. I mean, it wouldn't be on the agenda right now.
Well, how long did this take place, Chief, for y'all to correct this error?
It has taken since June to get this out, since we let the HR person go, and then I put that HR person on to get this. We worked hand in hand with Misty to get all the documentation submitted.
Okay, so you're talking, what, say 8-9 months?
Yes. We reached out to Misty right away when we realized what was going on, to try to figure out with her, like, hey, what do we need to do? How this process is going to work? Because you did have a new chief that came in from the state of Oklahoma to Louisiana, which is a good thing, the state supplemental. They don't get it up there, but to figure out the process to go through to get all this squared up.
Ken, if you remember, sometimes you'll get jurisdictions that don't apply, don't fill out the paperwork for a year or after, so after we pay them back pay for that.
Yeah, we're trying to stop that. That's the problem. That's where we run into all this Act 110.
Yeah, I understand.
That everybody,
I
the
understand
municipalities
that. I
blame us because they don't get their money for a whole
understand.
year.
I understand. We're human, we make
Misty,
mistakes.
did you?
She needs to speak on this because
Okay.
it appears that the firefighters did get some of that money.
The firefighters themselves, for part of the time that's on the documentation you gave us. So from starting in July until February, we dispersed 4,800 to them. And that is actually part of these calculations. So some of this money y'all are gonna have to get back from them.
Yes.
Yes, and the employees are aware of that we've told them that that's what's gonna happen, because I think when you.
Well, they got double paid.
Well, they will get double paid once they get it from the state, because we talked a little bit with Misty, what's the probability, since we kept them whole, that the district would receive the payment back, so we wouldn't have to go to them back and forth. But it's gonna come out of wash because of how we do it, and you guys have been doing it forever. It's a non-taxable event from the state, so it'll come, and we've had some of the employees already, they got the retro, gave us the money back. We said, hey, here's what the deal is, you owe us money.
So, wait a minute, my question is.
It's a taxable wage.
It's not that, but, wait, I'm lost here.
Get back.
If they got paid, the money from the state
And that money.
and them at the same time already, some of that has happened?
Or I don't know.
No, so when we submitted this correction, so to
have them on current list, so we have 12 employees who were not getting paid, their state supplemental pay, they were getting district pay. So those 12 employees, to have them current for this fiscal year, and correct me if I'm mistaken, it's like from July to June of
Right.
2026, they received 4,800, I think, from July until February, and now they are current, so they are getting.
So what you need to do is subtract that off this amount
Yes,
of each individual,
The invoices, yeah.
Yeah, but
and that way they won't get double paid.
But
The cities won't get double paid.
Chairman, this, you only meet quarterly. We started this a while back, so now the
It
invoices.
doesn't
are
matter,
constantly-
we gotta approve Act 110 money today. If you don't get approved Act 110 money today, you're not gonna see this money until next year. But what you tell me is that half of this money, $4,800, each one of these guys is not the correct amount, because they got that money already, so y'all submitted the invoice wrong.
But I'm not sure it's half of them, sir.
No, so when we submitted this, that time they did not get that 4,800. After submitting this paperwork, then they received 4,800. So we never would, if you would have asked like, hey, submit another invoice, we would have done it, but we submitted like from the date when they were not getting, when they were eligible for state pay. So that invoice was from the past. And then after submitting all these paperwork,
They
make
started
them
in,
current, that 4,800.
There's no way that we can approve
well, the
the
invoice.
numbers that ain't right.
The invoice.
These numbers aren't
reflect-
right.
The invoice that you was submitted, the timeliness of it, that was right. The
It ain't
employees.
right today.
Right.
When we submitted, if someone would have said, hey, they started getting it, now resubmit an invoice, we submitted invoice, we didn't know.
You
they were
should have
gonna
known
get-
that when you started putting your money in, putting their name in a portal.
Sir, we've sat and watched people, I mean, we don't know when these things get approved, when they're gonna happen, does it happen on a quarterly basis? Does it
No.
happen-
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They get a different scenario for some.
No, they don't. If everything, these ladies have authority to authorize payment when everything is cut and dry, and then we come back today and approve the whole act in global. So, I mean, nobody should be short if you put them in the portal and there's no problems. The problem we have now is you commingled district money with state money, and y'all have a mess to deal with, getting back some that they owe you, and then the state pick up that. I mean,
Well, I can't see, I'm just gonna use just one of the high-end guys. $14,700. If you subtract $4,800 from that guy, then they only owe the city $11,000 with some change. If we would vote on this today, we would be sending them $1,400, and we shouldn't be sending them $1,400,
14,000.
$14,000.
Well, I just want to kind of go back a little bit.
Y'all clear this?
They started receiving their money at the end of February, February 28th, they got the $4,800. That would have been reflected on the warrant that they got that money. So I'm not sure who at their department, at that municipality is working the warrant every month. But is that somebody in your department?
Or, yeah.
Yeah,
So you didn't notice that they got the 4,800?
no, I did notice.
So what we're saying is, and I see that the invoice was created in January.
Yeah,
But before May, with them getting the pay of 4,800 plus 600 in March, 600 in April, that would have been plenty enough time to adjust the invoice.
and I agree, but it was not advised, and unfortunately, yes, we were not tracking that way. When we saw that 4,800 amount on that warrant, I was like, okay, how were they paid? I was not aware how the fiscal year works. So I was advised that, oh, it works from June or July 2025 to June 2026. I was like, oh, okay, that's how it is. So yes, we could have done that, but unfortunately, I've requested, like, is there anything else needs to be done? Yes, invoice, could have submitted like amended invoice, but it was not advised. And,
Brian,
yeah,
let me just say something, Brian. Let me just say something. I don't get confused this often, but I am confused right now. I don't know who owes what to who, how much
Right.
the state have to pay, how much you have to go back from your firefighters. I'm completely confused.
I can't sit here and try to entertain a motion to pay somebody $14,700 when you guys subtract 4,800 from that total. And it might not be 48. I'm just using the numbers I'm looking at here because I wrote each one of these
I mean,
individuals
Well,
down.
So I'm just,
we got a fiduciary responsibility to the state. I mean, we can't just authorize payments with this quagmire. You don't know who gets what, who gets that, how
From
much
what-
we owe Mandeville, how much y'all owe the firefighters.
from what I'm looking at, owed, well, this guy in particular, Tyler, and I don't know if they're all the same.
No, they're not.
They're all
Every one of them
different.
different.
So he's owed 5780 in Act 110. Well, right. But that's what I'm saying. How
But it
much
says
is the
pay
invoice
20.
for? 10,200?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we owe the city or whatever, $5,780, not 10,200.
They gotta come back with the true figure.
But, no,
Go ahead, Chief.
so Chief, what, in a nutshell, I mean, I understand what y'all saying. So what you're saying is, prior to you getting there, the administration dropped the ball. Correct. So the administration dropped the ball, and you're seeking reimbursement from this board for the administration dropping the ball.
We understand that.
Yeah.
But the problem is the numbers they given us today, it's not the right number.
If we
Yeah.
approve
But that's why-
10,200 for this
That's why
guy,
she got fired. The HR
That's
person
not
got
correct.
fired for not doing
Well,
well.
there's a number of things, you can't talk about that. There, but I think
One
that
second.
if it's a thing that we have to clean it up, at the time we submitted the invoice, that stuff was accurate when it was submitted.
Well, but it's not actually missing.
Right.
Sir, I understand, so we're willing to do whatever we acknowledge.
We're gonna
needs to be
explain to
cleaned up.
you, we can explain to you what needs to be done in order for you to get your money.
Mr. President, I think, Chief, you want to finish your statement?
No, go ahead.
I think you're right, we kind of have a little sidebar. What we're talking about is kind of, we're having issue with the fact that in his department, my department where I volunteer does a similar thing. We stop as soon as they become eligible, we stop paying. If we continue to pay, we being Harvey Fire Department where I volunteer, that's my screw up. That's my department's screw up. How does that become the state's problem, supplemental pay's problem? I understand it's a large sum of money, but, you know, your agency made a mistake and it becomes our problem. Is that correct, Chief? Kind of what you agree on? You know, I mean, that's kind of what we talked about. We understand the issue with that. We agree 100%. If this board decides to approve to pay them back, but we have a problem getting past paying them back because it wasn't our screw up. You know, if we screwed up, then we pay. But, and look, I know it's a hard hit for the city to take.
Well,
But, you know,
go ahead, listen.
I will say that, when it comes to the Act 110, the Act 110 is approved. The issue I think we're having is that money would go once again to the recipient instead of to the town.
And the
It's more of a
recipient,
matter of
we haven't even made
redirecting
it
those
there
funds.
So we
We haven't
have
made
already,
it
because some
there
of
yet.
that stuff has already been, when they got put on the warrant and the people got the retro payback, they had already done it. We just told them you owe us the money and they came and paid it because we made them acknowledge that because of the trouble of trying to get the money back to the district. So those other employees that paid the money back to the district, they didn't take the double.
so if y'all got the money back from them that they were entitled to,
They already held them whole, we didn't turn off payment, we kept paying them.
okay. So
Yeah, we
that's
kept
why
getting
y'all are
paid.
asking.
So
For the
that's
whole
how they
amount.
reimbursed us, so they didn't get double the money. But it's,
My suggestion would be to come back to the next meeting with an accurate number of what you're requesting. I mean, I don't think we can, with accurate invoices to what y'all are lacking. Because right now, like we said, these numbers are not accurate, you know.
yeah, we have no issues, and sorry, we would have provided it to you, we didn't know we needed to, like, Yeah, once we submitted the application to come before you, anything else we need, nothing else
Y'all
came
want to
to
entertain a
us.
motion not to give it to them if they have to, it's a done deal. That's something y'all do.
I mean, if he did that, I mean, that would be just.
Ken, has this happened previously as far as what we've done in the past?
Not this complex.
Not like this.
Yeah.
That's,
Yes, municipalities have asked for reimbursement, but it's been mostly in the, more like a civil service ruling on a termination
Yeah.
or something that occurred. But I'm not real familiar with this municipality paying the first year. You know, like, that just kind of blows my mind, that
There's a
they would
lot of
even
places
do that.
We got a lot of places that don't.
So that's just so that.
But they don't ask for the money back for that first year if they're
They
not
just-
eligible until a year.
Right.
Yeah, but that employee gets his
We're
back
not
paid.
either.
No, if they don't have a year of service, they don't get that year. Like, they don't get supplemental pay their first year of being a firefighter. They have to
We're
work
not
a
asking
year.
for
Look.
that money back. We just asked, they should, when the time they should have got turned on by everybody else's rules, they get turned on, turned in, they did it.
Yeah, if you see my memorandum, I have mentioned when they received the firefighter, when they joined, and for 1 year, district covered their supplemental pay, and
But
after
that's-
1 year.
I read everything. I read
Yeah.
every
yeah, but
one.
I got a question, I got a question.
One at a time.
I was looking at the same thing. So y'all pay them, it says during, the district supplements this pay during an employee's first year after obtaining certification. They're not eligible till
Till they make a year.
they make a year.
And their
That's what they're
firefighter
eligible.
one
Y'all pay them
certified.
The year before that.
Some departments do that.
That's not, but they're not
We're not
eligible.
asking,
And we
we're
are
not
not-
asking,
No,
that's,
okay.
no, yeah, that's, they're not getting from the state. So as an
Yeah.
incentive, like the city of Lake Charles do that, as an incentive for hiring incentive, the city fronts the first year of your state supplement. And then after that 1 year, the city stops the state.
That is all because of.
It's a bunch of them that do.
So
I mean-
that first year right here that's in this middle is not
I'll go see
included.
it next time.
No,
No,
that
They were-
invoice, even not in the invoice as well.
Okay.
they were eligible to start receiving, well, this guy was September 12th of 2024. So they're asking for the money back,
That's my
beginning
question.
September
That's
12th
my,
of 24.
that's the point of my question. I'm looking at the list of St. Tammany Fire District 4 for review today. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals are owed $10,200. Now, my question is, were they paid by Mandeville for that $10,200? How did that happen, Chief? I mean, you can't
Good
explain
question,
that.
Frank, if you can come help me, we'll sit down and figure it out. I don't know why she didn't have a spreadsheet tracking it, they just came and didn't do the notification. I don't know, who knows what happened or why.
So these people on here, on this
You
list.
see
too,
this
and-
list of
and-
Act 110 money,
Yeah,
just for St. Tammany?
Oh, so this is.
So it was a major mistake on the
that-
administration of St. Tammany at that particular time, wherever they were, and asking the state now to correct their mistake when correct me if I'm wrong, when these individuals were being paid out of the district's funds. Man, I tell you what, that almost sounds criminal to me.
yeah.
I mean, and nobody tracked that money as it was coming out of Mandeville, which caused these numbers to escalate to an ungodly amount in Act 110 money. That's ungodly. I mean, when we submit this to the Act 110, if that doesn't throw up a red flag, I don't know what will.
Well, it will. And so what my office has started doing is, and it's caused an uprising out there, but anything in Act 110 money that's more than $2,000, we're asking for the
Explanation?
reason ahead of time, because Lieutenant Colonel Burns is being asked by JLCB
This is
downtown.
incredible.
It
To me,
no
in my
longer
opinion.
can be an application was submitted late. They're not, JLCB's not going for that anymore. They want to know exactly
Look,
where the problem
I
was.
can understand the firefighters, they're getting their pay.
Yeah.
It's coming from Mandeville. They don't
Right.
worry about it.
Right.
But then the situation falls back on the
The
state
state,
to pay Mandeville back because that administration made an error that I've never seen in my years on this board.
I've seen where people didn't put it in,
couple, a
period.
year or month, yeah, a couple of months, but this is 2 years.
And Frank, what you said there goes right back to what kind of we get at is.
Yeah.
We gotta pay for Mandeville's mistake.
Oh, we ain't got to. It's up to
Well,
the
no,
board.
I mean, that's what they're asking us to pay for their mistake.
Let me ask you a question. This is just,
Find that hard to swallow.
let me ask you a question. You HR, y'all took this over. Did y'all address it to your parish council or to anybody?
No, the board's well aware, we answered we don't have parish council.
Fire
They're
board,
well
yeah,
aware of all that.
your board?
Because of all the implications that came with personnel issues and matters of that sort.
Well, we can't even vote to approve this whole, this whole packet right here, as long as these gentlemen are in here. Because I'm not gonna vote.
No.
To approve it minus them.
Yeah.
You
I was
can
thinking-
approve, you can, because the Act 110
That's another
for
issue.
other
We gotta
people.
finish with this one first, but I didn't look in there until Frank brought it up that they and that.
No, I mean, look, there is some other individual with supplemental pay in Act 110, because this new port of South Louisiana and all that, and a couple of them 2,300 and stuff like that, but when you get to St. Tammany District 4, I'm not a student in math as a calculator, but that looks like about $80,000 or so. What is the total?
You can make a motion.
How much?
It will be close to that, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking like around 80,000, maybe a little more, a little less.
It will be more.
Oh, a little bit more?
Yeah.
Like I said, how many am I calculating with?
We got one more question, go ahead.
I feel like it's kind of a separate issue with Act 110 because the application was approved. They can still get Act 110. But the money would, as it stands, would be directed to the recipient.
That's right.
Correct.
So there'll be,
And
then it's up to them to get that 10,200 from those individuals.
right.
But
And all that is in the Act 110 spreadsheet or that shows is the amount that we calculated. It's not the full amount that's on the invoice.
All right, gentlemen, let's figure out what we're gonna do. Is there any type of motion? that wants to
no,
be
no
made?
motion.
No, I'm asking if there's any motion that wants to be made.
So you have Misty, you have the calculation that comes from the Act 110 money.
The total is
Yeah.
93,400.
93,000. So
If that's reflective of the people that are owed the money, not the people that got the money.
no, that's the people that got the money from Manville.
Right.
They
And
got
these
their
are all
93,000.
These are all people, they got the 4,800 and this is the,
But when you're at, but if they have a dollar amount, why can't you vote on what the dollar amount that they have, that they've already had?
We're gonna see what we're gonna vote on in a second. All right, is there any motion gonna be made on this topic? Go ahead, Richard.
I make a motion to deny payment. It wasn't our mistake, one state's mistake. I mean, I feel for y'all chiefs, what y'all going through. I hope I never had to deal with anything like that, but I just can't see, again, if my department does a similar thing where I volunteer and if we made a mistake and paid them, that's our mistake. And we gotta eat that.
Is there a second?
Second? Because I have a question.
All right, we
Even
got a
if,
second, go ahead with the question.
for directed to y'all, look, no offense to y'all, but if this was been approved like it was, how were y'all gonna able to try to get that money back from all those 20 guys that's owed $92,000?
That's just what we have worked through an agreement with the guys to get it, that there's getting money that there's not owed. It's either they get that money or we'll have to go after them to get money. We had to do some of it because they're getting it now. As soon as they get thrown on the warrant, they're getting it. She's tracking it and they're coming in and paying it. They know that the district, they're aware of what was going on with the
Oh,
district.
yeah.
And that happened. And it's money that, should have been turned on and got done, but, so.
Any more questions?
That's my
And
question.
we are trying to fix this loophole, trust me.
Oh.
It's not,
All
yeah.
right, that's good, but there's a motion on the floor to deny payment. St. Tammany Fire District Court, and there's a second. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Motion passed.
Opposed, you gotta say opposed.
Opposed.
Anybody opposed?
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Motion passes to not paying the city of Mandan District 4 direct pay reimbursement.
That's rough.
Appreciate it. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Is it possible for you to just state your name? Because I think I don't think you can say your name at the beginning.
Bert Norton is the fire chief there, man. So, since the 2 years, they were paying $600 checks, and the employee was getting $600 back.
Yeah.
Yes, you got February, before you the state, and then it picked up, the state.
That was,
So the employee had.
No,
that,
it's just that, like, if they forgot to file for 2 years, and they have to get the back pay.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
are we on the record or off the record?
We're on the record.
From that is the fact that.
All right, Jim, let's get back to the agenda here. All right, the next thing on here is our letters that we still can't get.
What's a letter?
Listen,
From who?
listen, and I didn't want to speak on this, but I have to address this just for the record. Like I told you, I've been appointed by now 4 governors. This is the only time in the years I've sat on this board where I haven't even received a packet to apply. I haven't even received the letters that you have to get certified and go through your background check and all that stuff. It's inexcusable, hey, but that's just the way it is. But I know it's on the agenda every time, and I've talked to President Major about it, and trying to move this thing along. But at this point,
I think even the attorneys for this board reached out to them.
Yes, I believe so.
Or appointed letters.
I think Jason.
And the assistant secretary did check on it, yeah.
We've been asking, like he said, our administration to ask. He's the one who has to ask for their administration. He's sitting right here. He's talked to him numerous times about getting allowed.
I don't know if it's just our board or if it's prevalent on many boards. I don't even
I
know.
haven't heard it from the other boards, but that doesn't mean that it's not the same issue.
I mean, it's just what, 6 of us, 5 of us. I mean, it's just amazing. I don't even know how to say it. Words
We've
just,
had new members come and go.
Yeah.
yeah.
No letter.
But
Right.
Sorry.
No, it is. It's true.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, the Chiefs knew Patrick could make it today, and with Patrick replaced another chief that was on it that left.
Earl Borden came, no letter, and he's already gone.
He's gone. Yeah, it's just.
Mark took his place.
It's kind of like, it's funny. It's kind of a quagmire because, there's stipulations to sit on state boards. I don't think you have to be, I don't know if you have to be clean, but you have to have your taxes filed. You have to have, your background check. You have to have nobody in your family that has.
I checked my wife.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
You have to have no ties to state, family in a state, a lot of things. So one of us could be sitting up there, okay, technically illegally. And every decision that we have made could be challenged because we're sitting in a position, I'm just speculating. I'm just running my mouth.
We gotta continue to move.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
law says we gotta.
I understand.
Right.
Most recent budget projection.
The remaining budget is $10,989,405.
And just to let y'all know, I did come up with some type of number with Vicky on the budget, on the number of people that we feel is receiving supplemental pay, so she has an idea on what number to project for next fiscal year. And
Okay.
I did submit that to her and gave her some numbers that I calculated the best that I could.
So is budget the one that has to ask for additional funds for the fire supplemental
I
pay?
mean, Vicky was here that day, y'all was here with 2 meetings, so she asked me to try to see if I can get a number of how many municipalities are receiving supplemental pay, and I did the best I knew. I reached out to his organization, I reached out to my organization, I reached out to the pension boards to talk to them about it, and then I know that like New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Third District, there were certain fire departments that did belong to the pension system that I had to add into it. I talked to the head of civil service and got a list of people who will all have civil service employees that might be able to get supplemental pay, and I called up each one of them departments and talked to them and found out how many people get paid, how many people weren't getting supplemental pay. I did my best to try to come up with that accurate number for them so they could come up with a true number, because we always fall short with the audience. We have always fall short. We always have to go at the end of the fiscal year and ask for more money to be put in here. This is the first time that the budget people came to us and asked us to try to come up with a true number. And that's what I try to do for them, so we won't be so short in next year's budget. How much do we have to, how much,
When are we projected to run out?
$690,242 in arrears.
Yeah,
Can I say this? I think y'all spend a little over 3 million a month that comes out of fire.
Okay.
Is that about right, Missy?
Closer to 12.
No, that's four.
Closer
to 4.
4 million a month.
Mhm.
I didn't put numbers to the,
2.5 months. Yeah. We got 2.5 months.
you got 2.5 months left to pay, and then we gotta go to the legislature and get more money. And I'm just letting people understand.
It should carry us through the fiscal year.
It should.
It should, but it ought to be close. Anyway, I just wanna let y'all know what I did to try to come up with a true number, so we can, won't have to go back and get money at the end of the fiscal year.
Okay.
All right, new applicants, so we gotta subtract some people, huh?
Yeah, examine 4.
Not all of them. They have some,
So 7.
Albert Norton is fine. Garen Pellegrin is fine.
Yeah, 280 and 440.
Gavin Birch is fine. But yeah, there
Yeah, 3 of
are
them.
12 of them.
Yeah, three of them are okay. I can make a motion,
How y'all wanna,
I can make a
This
motion
would
in
be-
global, but I can, or make them individually, however you want to do it. And global would cover all of them,
we gotta subtract this?
but then you'd have to amend it to take out those 3. Would that be the easiest way, Mr. Parliamentary Procedure? Make a motion in global so we can have all of them, and then have an amendment to the motion to take out those 3 individuals.
It's only, I thought you just mentioned it was more than 3. It's only 3?
It's
only 3.
only, it's 12 that have to be, that
Take it out.
Oh, I'm
Would be
sorry, I'm
taken
sorry, no,
out?
12 have to be taken
Now-
out. No, never mind,
for only Act 110 purposes, correct?
yes.
So they would be approved as an application, but not, the Act 110 would be not approved.
So then I,
Don't make a second move. Yeah, this is just for new submissions, so we can do this one in global.
Yeah, we can do
Next
new
one, we have to
submissions in
approve.
global,
Yeah.
but they're also.
Yeah, but they all-
Because
they're
Act
all in the
110 is
new
after this.
Yeah, no, but
Right.
the new applicant gets approved.
Right.
We're gonna
Yeah.
approve the new applicant next motion.
Okay, we're making 2 motions.
Right.
I make a motion in global.
Yes.
Global
Second.
approved.
All right, we got a motion,
A second at
got a
20.
second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Now we need to entertain a motion to exclude Act 110 money.
Well, actually,
I make a motion to.
Wait up.
Act 110
Wait up.
money.
so it's a separate item. Act 110 approval is a separate item on the agenda. So I'm guessing that y'all would have to make a motion to approve all of them with the exception of, I don't know, Adrian, what do you think?
No, that's,
So,
you,
I guess I'm confused. What are the 12 or 13 people that you were referring to? What is the issue with them?
that's the ones that had the,
Individual, okay.
had that,
So yes,
that
with the exception, but I think. you should list-
$93,000 of, they got paid and
List them individually.
coming to
List
us,
them individually to exclude them.
yes.
And to read their names.
Right, to read like list, right, state them individually.
I make a motion to approve the maximum 10
Maximum
money
10.
with the exclusion of the St. Emily Fire District number 4 employees Tyler Balmy, Chase Clark, Zachary Lewison, Toby Gregg, Michael Hitzman, Adam Moran, Colby Parker, Cody Jessica, Donald Smith, Jonathan Thibodeau, Garrett Burton, and Asher Watts.
Second.
We have a second?
What about Norton Pellegrin?
No, they good, they
They,
good.
they good, okay, yes, it is, okay. Yeah, they didn't have them.
So it should now be 12 people, and the total would be 53,120. Instead of 24 for 166,680.
What are you saying that we, the 12 is more than 53,000?
No. Frank, that's the new total.
That's a new total.
Oh, okay, I got you. It's a long day.
Total again?
53,123.
Who seconded?
I second.
I'll second.
Oh, whatever, whatever.
All right, we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Date and time of the next meeting, are we gonna meet with y'all?
You with that?
Do what?
Wait, is it
August 5th,
August 5th.
Mhm.
Crown Plaza,
Oh, in Baton Rouge,
10
Okay,
o'clock?
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
no problem.
That's what I got y'all scheduled for.
Okay.
The next meeting is gonna be in Baton Rouge at the Crown Plaza at the Louisiana Firemen's Association's conference.
Okay.
And it'll be the same place, it'll be in the library.
I think I can remember actually.
Walk in the front door and turn left.
Yep, exactly. That's the way I'm going this time. Came from the back the
Yeah.
last time. It was,
Seeing nothing left on the agenda,
Make a motion to adjourn.
and got a motion to adjourn, second. Thank you all, gentlemen.
Thank you all.
Welcome, chief.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome your knowledge.
I mean,
What a day.
oh, yeah.
Can you get
Chief West.